We're gonna watch this video from Veterinary Crime as well. It's popped off. It's uploaded 2 weeks ago and it's sitting at 4 million views, which is crazy. I like this channel. This guy makes good videos. So we're gonna be watching a video called A Detective Realizes the Witness is Actually the Murderer. It's about 37 minutes long and we're gonna do that.
July 23rd, 2020, a call was made to 911 in Orlando, Florida.
What are you calling about?
Gunshots, multiple.
Did you see?
Why is that so funny? Gunshots, multiple.
Calling about?
Gunshots, multiple.
Did you see anything suspicious or you just heard it?
No, ma'am, just here.
Okay. How many did you hear?
Oh, man, it's about 8 or 10, if not more. Like this AK-47.
What a great start.
Not a 22. I can...
It would not be an AK-47. You would,
When the police
you would
arrived
know.
on the scene, they found 41-year-old Eloy LeBron's body in
You would know if it was an AK-47. That gun is fucking loud. Like, it's a loud gun. It is made with no regard for any sort of like suppression or recoil, anything. It's a loud fucking gun.
inside his white Toyota. Surveillance footage and witness testimony would lead police to two 19-year-old women, Marquis Hamilton and Joria Shield. Police would find surveillance footage showing a white Saturn driving away from the crime scene. A few minutes later, more footage would show both women getting out of the car at the apartment complex they lived at. The police begin by interviewing a family member who spent quite a bit of time with both suspects. They are hoping that Marquis and
My only
Joria
gripe with
may
this
have told her
channel
what they did,
is he has the
which will
YouTuber
help
voice.
them later when they interview both women.
When they both women.
So when you
Like the kind of posturing a question at the end.
got up yesterday morning, what time was it?
Like 10.
And you had to be there at 11, you clocked in at 11:02.
So yeah,
Right?
I woke up at 10.
I see what they
And the
mean.
girls were not home. And as you sit here today, swearing to tell the truth so you don't get in trouble, you're saying you do not know where they were.
No.
Or whose house they were at, but you're telling me the car was not at home. At 11 o'clock when you left. And it was not at Sonny's when you got there. Is that true?
Yeah, it wasn't there.
It wasn't there. And the girls were not at Sonny's.
No.
Someone in that vehicle murdered someone yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Somebody in the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did it go?
That's what I'm telling you right now. Someone in that car murdered someone yesterday.
Who did they murder?
You guys should get
Do you
on
understand
that.
how serious this is now?
Yeah. But, like,
You guys should figure out who did that.
Do you understand the consequences for lying to the police in a homicide investigation is a third-degree felony?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you understand how difficult it is to get into medical school with a third-degree felony?
In fact, it's impossible. Felons can, in fact, not be doctors.
any charges this hard.
It's very
Especially one
difficult.
tied to murder.
It's very difficult.
Especially just murder.
This hard.
It's very
Especially one
difficult.
tied to murder.
Especially
Very
one
difficult.
tied to murder.
Medical schools don't look too kindly upon that. You were with these girls all day and all night.
Gunshots.
No,
Multiple.
not really, 'cause I was at work in the mornings.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
What happened?
It ain't funny. Tell it. What happened?
I'm confused. That's what I'm talking about.
Say the joke. Spill the beans.
You have a tell when you're not telling the truth, and your tell is that you laugh or you smile because you're uncomfortable,
Actually, I laugh at every single thing. So
and it's just when you're uncomfortable.
No, I just laugh at everything. Like right now, I'm just in here smiling. This whole time I've been sitting here smiling.
And why is that?
They're going to ask her if she's on a drug.
I know, that's just how I am.
One of them's going to ask if she's got on a substance. I guarantee it.
Well, I can tell you that the person who was murdered's family is not laughing and smiling today.
Oh no, I'm not laughing and smiling at that. That's
Okay.
not.
This is super serious,
I
Jemima.
know it is.
Super serious.
No, Boomer.
Okay, you're an intelligent young woman. I'm sure you've read my shirt while we've been sitting here.
Yeah, I did. I saw
Fuck.
when you came in. I'm thinking like,
Okay, this should not be a surprise to you.
What does that mean?
Because when you came in, I was thinking like, what happened? But now you just told me so.
The girls had to have told you what happened. If you were at work, we should be able to verify that, okay?
Mhm.
The girls were not there at work. The car was not there. We're going to be able to verify that as well, okay? But this is your family,
I know, but
okay? You're in the car with them. You go pick them up. You go home with them. You guys are all the same age, approximately.
But we're not really like that close. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because you expect me
It's
to
not
know
good.
everything. We're not really like.
Not everything, but is it every day that your family is involved in homicide?
What the
Okay, if you want to
Why did somebody link a Shopify?
sit here and,
Jesus
and tell
Christ,
me
bro.
and make me believe that you don't know who your cousin and your sister and your
Why don't you
cousin are
just
dating,
Twitter bot
which I
spam
find
people?
very hard to believe, especially since your sister is possibly pregnant by this guy. I find very hard to believe. That I didn't anticipate you lying
I
about.
mean, because they don't really like. It's not like they really in a relationship. Because
You don't have to be in a relationship to be pregnant by someone.
I mean, but if you talk to more than one person, then it's not really. Like,
Jemiah, your sister's with him now. She's at his house right now. How do we know this and you don't?
yeah.
She's with him right now. She stayed the night with him last night. You're telling me I know more about her relationship than you? That's ludicrous. I don't expect you to know everything. I do expect you to know things that girls talk about, like who you're dating, who might have gotten you pregnant, and I don't know, who might have murdered someone in my car. That's not something that happens every day. Your family is knee-deep in this. And you were in the car yesterday and today. You got stopped in the car today.
I know you're a lady. Obviously, ladies talk about girl stuff like murder
I honestly don't think that
and
you are out,
boys. Just girly things. Who did you kill today? It's bathroom talk. What's Madrinas? Great question. Madrinas is the coffee company I've been proudly sponsored by for 3+ years. Natural ingredient, fair trade stuff in which you can get 20% off by using code Sneeg at checkout.
car yesterday and today. You got stopped in the car today.
Yeah. That's what I'm here.
I honestly don't think that you are out, shooting at people. It doesn't seem like it's in your nature. Okay? You're a good kid. But I do think you're holding back.
Okay, but it's because you expect me to know their names, but I don't really like. If
I expect you to
anything-
tell me what you learned about a homicide yesterday involving a car that you were in today. What did you learn?
Am I playing RuneScape at the moment? Yes, dude. You can put it on the fucking bingo thing or whatever.
This is someone's life.
I know.
And you are wanting me to believe that you're going to spend your entire
Where did she go?
professional
What's she doing?
existence saving lives. It starts today. It starts with the life that you are aware of that was snuffed
Where'd she go? What is she doing?
out short yesterday. That's the life that it starts with. If you're going to tell me you're going to save lives, it starts with his. Because his is important too.
Cool.
All I'm asking you is what happened.
I don't know. You keep on asking me that. I don't know.
Next, the police interview a witness who claimed they saw the shooting. The witness was able to describe what happened. However, he claimed that both the driver and passenger fired their weapons,
Cartoon
and he
moping.
believed that they were both men.
So,
Tinted windows.
tinted windows, and then this car cut a right.
Two-door pickup.
Yeah, two-door pickup.
I just gotta real quick. What is that? What is this, dude? What is this? Mr. Clean got prescriptions, dude. What is this? This guy's braver than the Marines wearing this right now. What the fuck is going on here? What the shit? Good God.
This car caught a right, and then you said
He
it
cut him off. He cut him off.
cut the truck off.
Right, and was shooting. And he was steady shooting. But he was steady, when he's turning, he's shooting. And he kept going, shooting, and he stopped.
Point to where he was shooting at.
He started right here. He started shooting right here, over this way. The passenger, it's like he goes like that, and he was shooting like that.
Would you say his head's above the hood?
A little.
A little, but he's more like...
Right.
Okay.
Right.
His arm shooting over the top of the vehicle.
Over the top of the car. I think he could have shot the other guy in the hand, you know what I mean?
Okay.
The way he was
The way
pointing
he's
up
shooting. What was the other guy doing?
The driver.
The driver.
He was shooting.
Was he shooting,
You
like,
said
is he
that.
driving like this? You're using his right hand.
Yes, I'm sorry, he was shooting, yeah.
So he's
like
shooting
that,
across
yeah.
his body
He's
like
shooting
this.
Like that, right.
Windows were down?
Window was like...
That's how you should shoot
Right here.
out a
Right there.
car. Not that you
Halfway?
should.
Right,
but-
halfway, so he can see.
How dark was the tent, would you think? If there, was there even any tent?
Yeah.
Because the witness said the shooters were both male, it led detectives to believe that Marquis and Jaria might have just been passengers in the car when the incident took place. They believed that the suspects might be trying to protect the men involved. With this information, they decide to bring both women in for interrogation. They begin by interviewing Marquis first.
I want you to understand your rights, okay? And then once we go through that, we'll swear you in, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of this and figure out where we go from here, okay?
Okay.
Did Detective Overfield explain to you why you're here?
No.
He did not?
No.
Okay. And this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. It's just a lack of communication, okay?
What he did was come to my mom's job
Okay.
and tell her that my phone was released and I can go pick up my phone. But I told my mom, that don't sound too right, or whatever. So, like, 10 minutes later, they come bum rush the house I was at. Tell me come outside that I want. That was it.
So you felt it was a little bit of a...
My thing was,
Flip the
like you
switch on
said,
you.
you close with my mom, right? Y'all could talk about anything.
Mm-hmm.
He could have came to my mom and said, your daughter got a...
This person knows the mom? Is that not... that's literally conflict of interest. You should not be doing this
Or arrest.
interrogation, but...
Be done with it.
And it could have been done with it.
Turn it in.
Turned it in just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he gonna go lie to my mom, tell me to pick up my phone. When I already knew I probably had a warrant for my arrest because y'all not giving by
Small
no
town,
phone,
doesn't matter.
And I could care less about the phone. I bought me a new phone.
She shouldn't be
It's
leading the
materialistic. I don't
interrogation.
care
Right.
about the phone.
But that led you to believe...
I knew I probably had a warrant, but my thing was, why would you lie? Just all that could have been
Avoid it.
avoided.
Yeah, just be straight with me.
Just keep it. I'm grown, just like you.
Mhm.
You could just told me I
Keep
got
it
a
real.
warrant.
Keep it real.
Yeah, also this is
be honest,
Orlando,
Tell us what happened
so no.
and we'll be done with it. We'll walk away. Okay? So, obviously, when someone is killed, you watch these TV shows, it's a murder investigation. They don't stop. We work, Detective Sharp and I, everybody in the unit, we work
No, you don't.
just like we would for your brother, your mother, your cousins,
You wouldn't.
your boyfriend. We work 24/7 for these families.
No, you
That's
don't.
our job.
Nope.
Okay? The investigations never stop. Forever. And when I retire or something happens to me,
Somebody else gonna pick
somebody
it up.
else gonna pick it up. We
Job
have
is
to
to
do that.
enforce racial prejudice.
So we have been working this for 2
whatever.
months now. It'll be 2 months. In a couple days, it'll be 2 months. This family is desperate. They need answers.
Just like
They
the
wanna
show,
know-
just like the shows, guys, that are dramatic in cop propaganda. We work so hard all the time, racially profiling, speed trapping, framing, abusing power, murdering on the job. We work really hard, guys. I mean, the shows get it so right. The way, like, especially like the CSI ones, the forensic shows where there's like literally 5 people on a forensics team. That's super real. And it's definitely like 5 people doing everything in a forensics investigation. They do the arrests, they do the crime scene, everything. It's totally not like a conglomerate of 50 plus people, each with their own niche part of the forensics investigation, in which none of them are the reporting officer nor the arresting officer. It's just like the shows, guys.
I understand, but it's like y'all want me to admit to something that I don't know. I told y'all what I know. I told y'all what I was doing over there. I should never been over there. I already told y'all. It's like y'all want me to just say I was shooting, which I was not shooting. I never pulled a trigger in a day of my life.
Okay. And you know, and I don't know that Detective Overfield agrees with me on this, but you know, I looked at you and said, I know you didn't.
Of course, you said I didn't.
And I looked at Jaria and I said, I know you didn't. Because girls don't do that shit. Girls don't have beef like that.
Mm-mm.
If you do, you're going to go to scrapping.
Yeah, you're right.
You're going to get on social media and sell each other out. That's what girls do. Okay? You might tell your boy, I don't like that girl, I don't like that boy, da-da-da, and let them handle it.
Absolutely, but
As one does.
You might set a motherfucker up to get shot.
Girly things.
That's what girls do.
Girly
not
things.
this one.
Okay. But what I'm saying is,
Not this
I
one.
looked at both of you dead in your eye and I
Great
said,
comment.
I know you didn't. But the information that we have, the shots came from your car.
Do you have evidence?
Yes.
What evidence?
Okay.
Smart.
And this is what's gonna screw you over in the
Suspects
long run, okay?
asking the right
And
questions,
this is
dude.
what I'm trying to avoid happening to you. The evidence is super strong against the occupants of that vehicle.
Yeah, but what
I
is
think
it?
it was you and Jaria? God, I pray to the Lord that you girls wouldn't go over there and shoot up that damn street. I pray to God. But two people shot from that.
She didn't answer the question because she's lying like a cop. If they had strong evidence, do you think this case would have been 2 months old at this point? No. She's lying.
That car. The car that you own, the car that we recovered. Two people shot from that car. And yes, we can prove that. And I'm not bullshitting you or you would not be sitting here.
How can you prove it?
You will see through testimony and evidence that came from that car. Okay?
One of the main reasons suspects talk to police is because they want to know what the police know, so they can create a story to explain the evidence. Marquis wants to know what evidence they have, and the detective needs to convince her that the evidence is strong without giving away any details. If the detective tells her something that she knows is not true, then Marquis will know they are lying and they don't have enough evidence to charge anyone.
Okay? Is the testimony strong? Is the evidence strong against the two of you for murder?
No.
Yes. It's super strong. Or you would not be sitting here.
The strongest.
And your cousin
Totally
is going
believe
to be
me.
occupying this seat shortly.
And you should just
It's
spill the beans.
bad for both of you.
You guys remember the tactic here? You guys remember the name of this? Pop quiz. What technique is the cop currently using? All right, cool. You got it. The futility technique. We have so much evidence. It's overwhelming. You guys are in trouble. The only way to stop all this evidence from being used is you need to cooperate and answer. You need to tell us what's going on because we have so much evidence against you that we need you to explain yourself because that's what needs to happen with all this evidence that we said we have against you because we can super prove it regardless. But like you talking would be so helpful. You should totally do that.
Do I think either one of you were the actual trigger people?
Smile.
I would be very, very surprised, and I've been doing this 10 years. I just can't see the animosity in your heart or in your cousin's heart. You girls are working girls. You have jobs. You both want to go. You're going to school, or you want to go to school, and you have futures. You have plans. You have things that you're doing. Okay. That's it. You smoke a little weed. You hang out with some of these guys. They're your boyfriends. We understand that. We know where Brandon was. We verified his alibi. We know from your phone exactly where you were. That's why we kept your phone. But your testimony just backed up what your phone already told us. Okay, what you told us, we checked your phone backed you up. You were there. You were there when the shots rang out. We know that. In fact, you and Jaria had such specific information, very, very detailed information about what happened. You couldn't have been anywhere else. You had to have been there when it occurred. You had to have been there when those shots were fired because you both knew too much. That wasn't hearsay testimony. You didn't hear that from the boys in the car. You were there.
Yeah, I told you I was there.
You were there, and you were honest about that. And so was your cousin. You were both honest about that. Okay? What we can't get past is how those shots came from your car. If you're in the front passenger seat where you said you were, and Jaria's driving, which you and her both said she was, if the two of you don't fire those guns, who did?
No shots was fired out my car, detective. Why would I jeopardize everything I got for some boys that who knows I'll be with 10 years from now?
Correct.
I'm in love with my boyfriend. Like you said, mom was at work. But like I said, why would I jeopardize? I'm young. Yeah, I'm in love with him. I say that, but I'm 18 years old. Why would I jeopardize that from 10 years?
But you don't have to you don't have to jeopardize it, because first of all, we talked with him. First of all, we know where he was. We verified it. Second of all, he was mad at you for just going over there to buy weed.
Yeah,
he was
he already tell me don't go over there to buy weed. He already knows.
She's very smart. Yeah.
Exactly.
He already tell me.
He already knows. He already knows.
I took it upon myself when he was at work.
So it's not your boyfriend, and it's not. I would never think that you. First of all, you don't have to worry about it, because we know Brandon wasn't there.
Guys, she seems really smart because she is really smart, and she has to be. This is realistically something a lot of you, including myself, might not have to deal with in life because the justice system has been bolstered to be racially prejudiced. So a lot of white people have the privilege of not needing to know these things, but I guarantee you that she has been very much briefed on ways to handle an interrogation, because realistically, she has to deal with this stuff as a black woman. Most people of color do, mainly because police are racially prejudiced. The criminal justice system was built off of racism. It is perpetuated by racism. So the police use tactics of stereotyping and profiling that end up making a lot of people of color in interrogation rooms more often than not. So this is pretty much something that she has to learn. It's fucked up. There's a reason she is smart. It's because she has to be. And it's stupid she has to be. So yeah, everybody's saying that she is smart. Think about it. She has to be. You're not wrong for saying it, but like, this isn't like intelligence thing for her. This isn't like a game. This is like a necessary thing. Like, I don't know if this is the actual suspect or what. Regardless, she has to act this way regardless. You know what I mean? We watch plenty of dumb white people admit everything in an interrogation and all sorts of shit because they don't know any fucking better, because they haven't been taught that they have to, because they don't usually have to, because they've been bolstered and put on a pedestal by the criminal justice system. And it's stupid. I'm not saying it's right, but that's why. This is a 19-year-old girl who has to learn these sorts of things, because if she doesn't, she's going to be put in this room for reasons she shouldn't have to be. And whether or not she even knows what she's doing, the cops might not care, because that is the criminal justice system that we defend, and it's stupid.
But Scotty was.
Scott was not with us. Scott was not with us.
So, when did he get out of the car?
When she picked me up, it was nobody. It was me and her. So I don't know before then, but when it was me and her.
So you did not get in the back seat?
No. When she picked me up, no.
From McDonald's?
I was never in the car with McDonald's.
I know, because they picked you up after they went to McDonald's.
Yes.
Okay. Who was in the car at McDonald's?
What I was told was all of them, but I was never in there with them at McDonald's, so I don't know who was, from my side, I don't know who was in the car with McDonald's. Okay. I wasn't there, I wasn't with them, I was still home. They picked me up at the McDonald's.
So you just said, from what I was told, all of them. Who's all of them?
Who she was with, Pimpin', her and Pimpin', that's what she told me. Her, Pimpin', and Reggie was in the car.
Her, Pimpin', and Reggie, okay. So, Pimpin' meaning Scotty Burnett?
Yeah.
Okay. Her, Pimpin', and Reggie. All right.
Marquis' story is that they were in fact in the area at the time the incident took place. She claims that she was with Jaria when they heard the shots and saw the victim in his vehicle. After they saw him, they got scared and went to do some laundry. The detectives spend the next hour going through all the evidence with Marquis, hoping that she will tell them who the shooter is. As Marquis shares her side of the story, the detective begins to think that maybe the shooter is sitting right in front of her.
Because, you're telling me you girls were the only ones in the car.
Yeah, we was.
So, maybe I'm misreading you.
You think I'll pull the trigger?
Maybe I'm misreading you.
For another
maybe both you girls are much more badasses than I ever imagined.
I was always taught, if somebody can't do it themselves, why would I be doing it? I ain't finna do nobody dirty work. I got that much sense. I'm not doing nobody dirty work.
The fuck?
And this is for yourself.
What is
or
happening?
your cousin.
And I wasn't.
And that is the only explanation. I'm missing it. And maybe Detective Overfield's been right all along.
When Marquis is told she might be a possible suspect, her calm demeanor changes and she begins to rock back and forth. She no longer appears confident and she begins to stumble over her own words.
I'm missing it.
You think we the one who did it?
100%. 100%. This is why we argue. This is why I asked Detective Sharp to come in the room, because we argue. Because you don't want to see Detective Overfield and I argue.
Let me tell you something. My thing is, I wouldn't put my hand out to know. I wouldn't put my hand out to shoot nothing. This gonna identify me off it. I got a tattoo that's gonna identify.
Marquis claims that if she put her arm out the window to fire the gun, the witnesses would have seen her tattoo and been able to identify her. Marquis just made a huge mistake, and the detective is about to pick up on it.
Either way it goes, if I shot my hand this way or through the passage, I got something that's going to identify, and I cannot deny these tattoos.
Also, a witness said that the hand wasn't out.
I got this, like, a few weeks ago, I think. But, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't have them before.
No, but this right here would identify.
But you didn't have them before.
I had this one before, yes.
Not when you stuck that one out the window over the hood of the car. You did not have that.
I did not have this one, no.
Correct.
Awkward.
So it wouldn't identify you.
This hand whenever was out the window.
What you just did, up over the roof of the car like that, shooting, you did not have that tattoo.
I'm saying I wouldn't do that because I know it's ways to identify me and it's ways to identify, because Jaria have a tattoo too on both things. She had words before her, so I know it's ways to identify.
Sweetheart, I know, but you said that you had that and you didn't.
No, I didn't say I had these. I'm saying these will identify me. A tattoo will identify me. I never said I had this because I know I had this 2 weeks ago.
All right. You just got it. I can tell that the ink is fresh.
It's brand new, yes. I just got it.
Yeah. Okay. I have tattoos too, so I'm familiar. Okay. All right. So, at the moment that you shot out the vehicle over the roof of the car, there was not a tattoo on your forearm.
I never shot out the vehicle of the car.
Okay. All right. Now this arm wouldn't have done the shooting because obviously you'd have had to shoot over her face in front of your cousin, and that would have been dangerous. So I imagine you girls had a beef with this boy. I guess, you know, and sometimes experience is not, my experience is why I say what I say, okay? But sometimes experience is just, maybe some of the newer detectives are just closer to the streets than I am because I'm older, I tend to read people, but you guys are a new generation. You guys are a new generation. Apparently, my experience is making me argue on your behalf, and maybe it's because of my connection to your mom. Maybe it's my experience that's tending
almost like that's a really big reason as to why she shouldn't be holding this interrogation.
To argue on your behalf and I'm wrong, and I've been wrong for 2 months. And
Fucking idiot.
Detective Overfield's been right. And it's certainly all of the evidence that he's tried to. And I don't know why I argue in the face of evidence, because evidence is what it is. Okay? Testimony is testimony. Evidence is evidence. Physical evidence is physical evidence. But my history has told me you girls don't.
Isn't it also useful in the way that she'll know what to push? No. It's more dangerous than not for this exact reason. She's literally arguing with her. Like, she's trying to find a reason as to why she isn't doing it, even though they brought her in as a suspect. She's talking to her, trying to find a reason as to why she's not the one that did it, which doesn't happen, shouldn't happen. The only reason she's doing it is because she knows this person's mom, so she is literally biased.
Do this. It's just not in your nature to do this, but maybe I'm thinking of my generation or people a little bit younger than me and not the girls who are 19 to 25 of today.
How is this allowed?
Because when I listen to your mom,
it's not really.
Your
it shouldn't
mom
be.
told your mom told us a lot about Jaria.
She's supposed to disclose that she knows this person's in some facet and that someone else should lead the case. But rather than that, she's letting her biases control her decision making. And yes, the defense could use this in court.
She wasn't as convinced that you would do something like that unless you were with Jaria. But she was dead set convinced Jaria would.
You could argue coercion. You could
Jaria
argue
straight
failure
up
to give a proper interrogation, stuff like that. I don't even know. Did they even give her Miranda rights? They might have just not included it in the video.
Oh, she was.
You know what I mean?
She sat in this chair where you're sitting right now and said, Jaria, yes. But I don't think my daughter would do it. Maybe she's just trying to protect you. But I don't think my daughter would do that. Unless she was with her cousin. So, if there's no one in the back seat, and it's just you girls, I've been wrong the whole time, and I'm going to have to apologize to your mom because I never in a million years would have banked on that. And it tears me up to hear you say that. I think we've solved our case. I think we're pretty much at a point where we're going to present it to a jury, and it's going to happen. I mean, there's nothing left to do.
Okay.
Unless, and now's your only chance to do this, and I'm sure Detective Sharp has questions for you if you don't mind, but now's your only chance to do this, but unless there's mitigating circumstances, and that's why I mentioned the sexual assault.
Yeah, I like how immediately after complimenting the intelligence of this suspect, she immediately incriminates herself when I walk out of the room. Like, they wouldn't have had enough evidence had she not said something. Straight up. Like, they clearly don't have footage of anybody in the car. They don't have enough of an eyewitness to say who actually shot it. All they had was the car, maybe. They had the car, they had the make of a car, and they had an eyewitness say how the gun was shot. And she pretty much, by saying something, incriminated herself, which is why you don't say anything.
Unless there's some sort of situation where this boy, you know, that y'all were, unless there's a legitimate concern, a reason, you know, and like you said, you wouldn't do anybody else's dirty work. If a bitch needs to die, then you're going to handle it for yourself.
But myself, I ain't gonna tell nobody else to do nothing.
Correct. You're not going to have your boyfriend do it. Jari is probably not going to have her boyfriend do it, although her boyfriend probably would do it. But maybe we've been wrong maybe I've been wrong all along, and Detective Overfield's been right. And maybe y'all just handled your business. Because, you know, if a bitch needs to die, a bitch needs to die. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe y'all went over there, you saw him clutching, and you told him you were coming, and you caught him slipping, and he was off Jackson Street, and you thought
it would be evidence of a phone call, that me calling him, a text message to him, telling him where I'm going to be at.
Well, I mean, y'all were headed to Jackson Street.
It was none of that.
Y'all were headed to Jackson Street.
Which we did admit. That was headed to,
You were headed to Jackson Street, okay? But you caught a bitch slipping south. You caught him slipping south. You caught him slipping out of his hood where he didn't have his homeboys. Okay, and it was actually advantageous for both of you girls to catch him slipping down Jernigan, because he didn't have everybody else there to shoot with him.
For 2 months, the detective
She's
tried
so
to piece
hip with
together
the lingo.
puzzle, but there was always one piece missing. Now
What beautiful rapport building. Why does she keep talking like that? She's trying to build rapport. She's being an old white lady doing it, though. So yeah, this is what they'll say. This is what the kids talk like. Hood. Homeboys. Huh? Yeah, she's doing the fellow kids method, where she thinks she knows she thinks she's doing something, but in fact she's looking like an idiot.
that she is on the right track. All the pieces are coming together, and it all finally makes sense.
That's crazy that you think like that.
And she's somehow solving this anyway.
Before about 5 minutes ago. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't until you did the thing with the tattoo in the arm.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah. Now I do.
Okay, that's fine.
Now I do. Now I completely.
You have any questions?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I do. I don't know as much as Detective Sprague knows about this case, but just listening to, I was out there that day and talking to Detective Overfield and Detective Sprague today about this, and listening to you, and knowing the evidence that they have, and what the couple of things that you've said that have, and they're little details, but you've as adamant that you are, that you didn't have a gun and the shots didn't come from your car, you've tripped yourself up, in my opinion, in a couple of the little details. This was a big one, up and over the roof of the car.
Yeah, it was. How else would they say shots was fired from that car? So if, like I said, she said if I shot that way, that would be shooting in front of my cousin's face. I wouldn't. That don't make any sense. If I'm shooting over my head, for one, I'm not going to be able to see anything, so that's a waste of bullets.
Not only did Marquis imply that she had the tattoo on her forearm before the incident took place, she also showed detectives how she would have shot out of the vehicle. What's interesting is that her description matches what the witness told detectives.
either way it goes. If I shot my hand this way or through the passenger, I got something that's going to identify, and I cannot deny these tattoos.
The passenger, it's like he goes like that, and he was shooting like that.
Would you?
That don't make any sense.
No, unless you didn't really want to hurt anybody.
Wouldn't have been able to charge her if she didn't say something.
I'm gonna pull the trigger. I might as well do it all the way. I'm not gonna.
The investigator themselves thought she wasn't the one that did it.
Actually go to prison.
Yeah,
and actually hit someone.
Right. And sending a message.
And then the reason why I said that is because I was told from the detective that Marquis Hamilton was the shooter of the crime scene. That's what happened.
Say it again.
I was told by the detective that they got witness saying the shots fired at my house, the car. They got witness saying that Marquis Hamilton was the shooter or whatever.
Of this shooting?
Yes.
Oh, that you're the shooter?
Yes. And I was a passenger.
And you were the witnesses are saying you were the passenger?
No, I'm telling you I was the passenger.
Oh. But they're saying you were the driver.
No, they were saying I was the shooter.
The shooter.
Their shots was fired at that car.
Both of you shot.
What the fuck is happening?
Are we done here?
I'm not sure.
I just want to tell you that the decisions that you make could very well affect the rest of your life. And I want you, because I don't know
Mom's
like
pulling up.
Break does, but you seem like a very smart young lady, and apparently you had quite a future going for you. And I just want to make sure that you understand that before we walk out of this room, the decisions that you make could be critical to the rest of your life. People make mistakes. They happen all the time. Okay, this guy in this truck getting shot, I don't think either one of you intended to hit him. Clearly, you didn't even know him, unless it was some type of road rage incident, and maybe he did something and pulled a weapon on you. I don't know. Only you would know that. But I don't think any of the shots that were fired, because of how they were out of a moving vehicle at a moving target, people don't think they're going to hit. It's more of a warning, sending a message. And if that's the case, you need to say that.
That's the case. She
Because
could argue third-degree
that can make a
murder.
big difference between what happens if we leave it like it is, or it goes forward with you saying that. And
I understand, but it was no shots fired. Y'all want me to admit to something I did not do.
Never want you to admit to anything you didn't do. But here's the thing: you have to understand, from our standpoint, we have all this.
To know there was a third degree. Yeah, it's not used very much. A lot of stuff can be rolled up to second. Third degree is pretty much understanding that the things you're about to do are potentially fatal to somebody, and you do them anyway, which is almost pretty much like premeditated first degree murder. But you can only really prove first degree if the person themselves admits to it, or there's some sort of statement somewhere documented that they can prove made it premeditated.
Evidence, witnesses, GPS locations, video, all of these things.
Do you guys have a gun?
Showing that it did come out of that car.
Did you guys have a gun?
I don't know.
99% of the time when we convict people of murder, we don't have the gun.
Was there gun residue found on top of my car?
I don't know the answer to that.
Good question.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, are we done then? Because if it's, I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Time is 2:33. What I was hoping to hear. Do you need that? Okay. What I was hoping to hear from you when I talked to you about the victim was some remorse and some apologies to the family. But
I apologize, because what if that was me? Or I understand they're grieving. I understand they're going through it. But me saying sorry, like I did it or had something to do with it or knew that somebody did it, I don't. I don't. So I'm sorry for their loss.
But not for any responsibility that you might have had in that, I guess.
I don't have no responsibility in that.
None. Okay. All right, honey. Good luck to you.
Thank you. See you later.
Yeah. If you need anything, just knock on the door, okay?
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
The detectives are convinced that the two women are the shooters, so now it's time to interview Jaria and see what she has to say.
Where's the detective?
Out there dealing with something else right now.
Can I talk to him? Because y'all put me over. Y'all didn't pour her over. Y'all should be talking to me.
They're gonna get to you.
They need to get. I've been here since 12.
Okay.
This don't make no sense. Y'all put me over, not her. Y'all need to be talking to me.
Okay. They're gonna get to you.
One's in one and...
No, because y'all talking to everybody but the person y'all need to be talking to.
They've only spoke to one person, which is the older female. I don't know who that is to you.
That's my mother. And y'all pulled me over. Y'all slammed me on the ground, so y'all should be talking to me.
Okay. They're gonna get to you.
Ain't no, they need to get to me now. I've been here since 12 o'clock.
Okay. I relayed the message.
No, he already came by. I'm waiting for him to come back. This don't make no sense.
Let me look for him. I don't know where he's at right now. Who is it, the male?
It's two males. They supposed to come back. I'm waiting for them right now.
There's a male and a female, the only two that are here right now.
It was
Male,
a
bald
male.
with face
It was a
hair?
male that came by and said he's coming back. He ain't come back. Y'all talking to everybody but me.
Like I said, they only spoke to the mom, your mom.
I got pulled over. I should be the first one y'all talk to. I the one got pulled over.
Okay.
I was, so y'all should talk to me. Y'all doing everything but doing y'all job.
Okay. Give me a sec.
Bruh.
They're not related to you.
I know they're not. I'm just, can you go get...
She's pissed she's waiting. Yeah, that's what they want. The police will do this on purpose just to get people like restless and annoyed, so they might be a little less put together during an interrogation.
The detective.
I have to go get him.
I've been here freezing
I can't get him
cold.
for you standing by the door. Give me a second.
You go to the bathroom?
Can you talk to me?
Yeah, we're coming in right now. She's got my partner going to the bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom beforehand?
I would rather talk to you right now.
Okay, we're gonna come over here and come talk to you, okay?
What I'm here for?
We're gonna sit down and explain to you. But I told you before what we do. So you're here for a murder investigation.
A what?
Murder investigation.
What do I have to do?
We'll talk in a minute. But she's going to the bathroom. We're gonna come in.
Can you just start talking?
I gotta let me grab my stuff. I'll sit down with you. Let me go grab it right now. Coming in.
The detectives enter the room and spend the next hour listening to Jaria tell her version of the story. Her story matches Marquise, and she even explains that one day she wants to be a sniper in the military, so she believes in doing the right thing and being honest. When she finally finishes, the detectives confront her and ask her if she was the shooter.
Did you girls shoot at him?
No. No. I ain't that. No. Got the ball to shoot at nobody.
I thought you wanted to be a sniper.
Not shooting at somebody for what reason? To protect myself?
Or for your country.
I'm not shoot nobody. Can't y'all do fingerprints? Or something?
Why is this so awkward?
Fingerprints for what?
She just asked me, do I shoot somebody?
Mm-hmm.
I don't shoot nobody.
Why is it that folks are telling us that the gunshots came from your car?
Mm-hmm.
That all of the gunshots, and believe me, there was more than 5 to 7, came from your vehicle.
Never owned a gun, never touched a gun, never even shot a gun.
Did you loan the car to someone?
No.
I
can't tell you what she did.
No, because y'all were there. I mean,
yeah, we was together. But
you can because you were with her, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're lying about being there when the shots were fired, and somebody else had the car, y'all had it,
we
right?
had the car.
And what time was this?
She picked me up around 12-ish, 1 o'clock, like around.
From Brandon's?
Yes, I had text her and I said, cousin, come get me. I have to go to wash my clothes.
Do you know where she was coming from?
No, I do not.
Because she had your car all night.
I don't know where she was coming from. I see.
So obviously, the only person that had that car was y'all girls.
Yeah. Ain't nobody. Shoot.
We work for the people who could no longer speak.
Who's
Okay?
silent?
And I'm yawning because we have not slept.
Is this live? No.
We've been up for well over 24 hours. We are exhausted.
The suspect's
the reason
19.
you are here is because the people we spoke to yesterday told us the gunshots came from your car.
I'm telling you, I ain't.
And that the front seat passenger and the driver are the shooters. And that's you girls. That don't make a lick of sense, though.
I'm not shooting no pistol. I never shot no pistol. It was only me and Jari in our car. I don't know why they said we was the one shooting the cars.
That's what they told us. Oh, everybody out there.
I never owned a gun, never touched a gun.
I think we've been in here with you girls, but I think they've already.
Where did the guy
executed
go? He
search
just,
warrant on the
I
house.
looked away for 1 second and the guy is gone. What happened?
Go ahead, ain't nothing in
I think they already did it.
there. They probably did.
I think
You got
they already
snapped.
wrote it and everything.
Marquis and Jaria would be arrested for manslaughter with a firearm, and they are currently out on bail awaiting trial.
Yeah.
Prosecution believes that the victim was just driving through when he was caught in the crossfire. For now, we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Thank you for watching this video, and please share your thoughts in the comments below. I will see you.
Weird one. It's awkward to see somebody handle an interrogation so well and then slip up by speaking about one little thing. Changes the whole crime. You know what I mean? You know what? I don't know if they did it or not. Obviously, it's not done yet, but imagine if they hadn't. Imagine if they didn't do this crime. But making that comment, prime suspect. You know what I mean? It's that easy. It's that easy to incriminate yourself. That easy.